Doom, are you to welcome on previously? So I didn't do nicknames today, so we're just going to go in with our real names. I apologize. But it feels right for a finale, right?
Yeah.
Evelyn?
They should both be Evelyn. There you go. No, that'll be better. Okay. Doom. Your host is always Bryan Dressel. With me, as always, is Graham, Evelyn, Mason.
It's a man's name.
And Matt, Evelyn, Dykes.
Evelyn? Did you say Evelyn?
It's a man's name.
Where are your clothes? Sorry. Let's not jump into quotes, shall we?
No, I mean, do you remember?
Too soon?
Do you remember that really great show that we did a whole podcast on called Frisky Dingo? And then the whole time throughout the first season, I'm like, they did another show afterwards called The X-Skulls, and it's terrible, and we should never watch it. And everyone kept going, no, we should watch it. It can't be that bad. Oh my God! Hold on 1 second. Shut up, phone. There we go. But yeah, it can't be that bad, right?
Right?
Whoa.
So, was I wrong? Should we have skipped it?
We really should, to be honest. I went into it with the lowest of low expectations.
Sure.
And it still didn't even reach those expectations.
Oh, my God.
I mean, we have to address it, and it has to be the first thing said, pretty much, to where it's like, the show opens, and you're like, wait, their helmets are off?
Yes. Why are their fucking helmets off?
And it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
It's done.
And I'm
It's
sure
not redeemable from that point. And if there's one point where they have a joke about the helmets of like, oh wow, you finally got it off. Wait, have you never taken your helmet off? And it's like, was that the only reason they didn't have helmets on? Like,
yeah,
for that one joke,
and that wasn't even a good joke as well. It was a shit joke.
But I think it probably came from like that Marvel school of thought of like, well, we need to see our actors' faces or people won't know who to relate to. And it's like, okay, then have the X-Skulls change colors. They already changed explicably from black back to red without you ever acknowledging that. So why not just put them in different colors? TMNT cracked this fucking decades ago.
I don't even think it's a relatable thing, you know. I think it's like, in terms of like the film thing anyway, I think it's just like an ego thing of like, oh, the actor's got to wants people to see the faces. The reason why that shitty Judge Dredd film with Stallone, he takes the helmet off. I fucking hate that film. But it just doesn't make any sense in an animated show to do that. There's no reason behind it. Like, we've had an entire 2 seasons of Frisky Dingo where they have the helmets on, and they are like the best part of that because they have their helmets on the whole time, and it's the voices. You can differentiate them between them with the voices. And like,
I mean, when did Red vs. Blue come? 2003.
Yeah.
Red vs. Blue did this.
But they did it with colors.
They did it just fucking fine, and it was great. You could tell them apart from, one, their colors, but also their voices. Their voices were so different. Yeah. And that's what you had with the X-Skulls.
Yeah.
And you could, there's so many ways they could do it with the helmets on, and they just decided not to. And about halfway through the first episode, Chewie watched this with me. She went,
I'm sorry.
This is funnier with the helmets on.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think the dialogue is that far off. Like, it's clearly not the same writers. Like, it is very obvious from, like, the get-go. But, like, when they start riffing, it feels pretty close to X-Skulls, but it's like, I feel like this would be funny if I couldn't see your face, and I don't know why.
Yeah, because I think, do you know what it is? I think, like, when you start seeing the faces, you see, like, expressions and things like that. I think what makes it even funnier is the fact you can't see their facial expressions, so you can't read if they're being sarcastic or not. So you get more of a, like, there's more of a joke there when it turns out they're actually being sarcastic or something.
Yeah, it's like they're their own straight man almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, I honestly do not think that an X-Skulls spin-off show is a bad idea. Like, based on Frisky Dingo, based on those characters. Like, they're a lot of people's fan favorites. They have so many catchphrases. I actually think Adult Swim moving on this as a property was the right choice. If they couldn't keep Frisky Dingo, this is the logical next step. It's just the biggest misstep in a property I think I've seen in I can't even tell you how long. Like, this is as bad as the fucking Wonder Woman pilot by David E. Kelly. Like, what the fuck were you thinking?
I mean, this is just like bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. Like, I mean, there's
Matt,
not
you said
a
it
lot
best
in there.
when you messaged us. It's like episode 2 is an 11-minute long rape joke.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Yeah, it's just, you know.
I mean, I said to you guys, it's like, yeah, thank God, you know, rape jokes and fucking, what else? Racial profiling and police brutality are still funny, right? In 2021, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? It's
Especially,
still funny, right?
Yeah, in our post-America world that we're living in now, it's even better. Yay!
Yeah, like, let's throw like an attempted coup in there, and you just, you know, you've got everything that just happened recently. I mean, what gets me is that, like, you know, Frisky Dingo's done it before. They've done rape jokes before, and you know, I found them funny, but I found them funny because it's one and then you're done. It's very quick. It's like Ronnie with his rape wig.
Even that I thought was a little much, but compared to this, that's...
But it's like it's very quick and then you're out of there.
Right.
But
this is, I mean, you have to take it for what it was when it was, what, fucking almost 10 years?
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, yeah, it was edgy for what it was when it came out. Yes.
And that's
now
the thing,
it's
like,
a little rough, but if you take it with that time, yes,
sure.
Matt said, it's like with that little, you know, you just one done, move on quickly, and we want to address it. But staying there for an entire episode is way too much.
Yeah, rape was the episode. Like, that's how it starts. Like, I honestly, like, I tried to take some notes while watching this, and I just was basically unable to.
Nope.
But the very beginning of that episode, before rape ever comes into it, is the only point where it's somewhat funny, at least to me. And that's with, like, Stan, I don't remember the exact quote, but somebody asked a question, and he's like, that rumor is ridiculous. It's almost as ridiculous as the rumor that my staff eats human flesh. And then all the clones just swarm her. Hurrah!
Yes.
A legitimate funny moment.
Yeah.
One.
I mean,
And
like...
Yeah,
that might just fucking... Oh, God, that episode. The only quote I wrote down from that episode was Stan, when he's, like, going off on one about his statue. He says, just take all my vague and contradictory directions and turn them into something the world has never seen before. Is that so hard? And I thought that was Stan. That was very Stan. But that's it. Like, you know, nothing else in that episode.
No.
Like, the majority of my notes is, like, rape, really? Then rapey rape, and then, like, all the rape jokes. The only actual note I took on that one, which was not related to all these fucking shite, awful rape jokes, was why the hell is Mr. Ford with the exticles?
Yeah, that doesn't make any... I mean, I love having Mr. Ford around. His scene
why is he not president?
Episode...
Like, what happened there as well? Why is Stan all of a sudden president? We have no...
I don't remember. Yeah. I have no idea.
There's no explanation of how Stan got back into being president and how Mr. Ford got kicked out.
Which is weird, because Mr. Ford would be the far funnier president. I think they just wanted him more present, I guess. Like, with the exticles, but that doesn't make any fucking sense, and I don't think Mr. Ford would do it.
Yeah. And what they do with Mr. Ford as well is just not that interesting. Like, you know, him trying to jumpstart his car was relatively funny a little bit, but it wasn't anywhere near as good as, like, the Frisky Dingo Mr. Ford bits.
No, but it was the only point in that episode that felt reminiscent of Frisky Dingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, and that's not a strong scene.
No,
like if they
like
wanted
that
him,
one...
like Mr. Ford is great at like one-liners and doing all the, you know, these crazy little bits and stuff like that. It's like what he would have done that better if he were just president. If we were all the Stan moments, we would just jump back to Mr. Ford of like, oh, Mr. Ford, you're ridiculous.
Yeah, that would have been way better.
Anyways, back to reality, and you know, reality and heavy quotes. But this is just weird. Why is he here? This doesn't make sense, and this moment isn't even that funny. It'd be funnier if he was president trying to jump his car. Like what?
Yeah.
Going
Mr.
out
President,
on a
we
date.
have
You're
the
like,
whole motorcade for you. Huh?
No,
Do this.
This is my car. You know, it's like,
Get
what are
away
you
from my
wearing?
car.
Like, you're the president. You don't have to wear. You can wear any clothes. We can buy you new clothes. Nah, this is good. Like, that would be great. That would be really, really funny. Not what we had.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this dumpster fire for about 10 minutes. I don't really have anything else I want to say about it. Is there anything else beyond, hey, we told you for an entire show not to watch this. Still don't watch this. Is there anything else that we need to say?
I mean, I think the one thing I will say is I finished watching the 2 episodes, and the first thing I did was message you guys, and I just said, well, that's 20 minutes I'm not going to get back.
It was bad. I mean, and we talk about and have mentioned that some of the Frisky Dingo episodes get a little colorful and a little questionable to watch.
Oh,
with,
they made,
you know,
like the Exicles episodes made that look like Sesame Street, though.
like, and you know, it's weird to watch it with, you know, your significant other, or, you know, your parents in the room or walking by and give you a questionable look. You're like, what are they talking about? Rape? What are you doing? What show is this? And you're like, no, it's Frisky Dingo. It gets better. It's weird. Like, if you were here for the whole time, you'd kind of understand, but it's weird. So, of any episodes of any show, to have your significant other sit next to you on the couch as you're trying to blast through these terrible, terrible shows. These 2 are definitely not the episodes in which for that to have happened. I can speak from experience.
I've just
That was
bitched about
bad.
these. I've bitched about these episodes for so long because I watched them so long ago that when I said I was going to watch them, Chewy's like, "Well, now I just got to know."
Man. And I had never seen them, and I didn't know how bad. Like, if it was just bad, we were like, that's unfortunate. But it was like bad, like embarrassing, like scary bad, like, wow. I think my wife now thinks of me differently for having watched these 2 episodes.
It's like the divorce papers are in the mail.
Right. Oh, man.
What's the reason for the divorce?
Questioning this whole relationship.
He made me watch the Exicles pilot. Just watch it and you'll understand why I'm getting divorced. And they'll be like, okay. And they go and watch it like, yep, let's do this. We're going to take that fucker for all he's worth.
This is a fast pass. We don't even, we've got a fast pass for this.
We're just going to show the judge the same thing and you're going to be good.
Yeah.
If they're in court, like, Your Honor, my client's husband made her watch this.
Your Honor, Exhibit A, Exhibit B, we rest. I don't know why you're on a criminal trial, but I'm into it.
The judge's like, I award her 90% of his assets.
Okay, so the other point of today's episode was to do a fond farewell to Frisky Dingo, and I'd really like to get back to happier times and talking about things that we enjoy.
Oh my god.
So let's go back into Frisky Dingo here, and we're going to do ourselves a little bit of a wrap-up. It won't be quite as intensive as what we did for Venture Brothers, but, you know, this was roughly 3 hours of material, whereas, you know, Venture Brothers is a lot more.
3
so
years,
we're
I
just
think.
Yeah.
More.
So we're just going to do our top 5 favorite quotes and our top 5 episodes, and that will be our fond farewell to Frisky Dingo. And then we'll catch you up really quick with what our plans for the future of 2021 are, which I'm very excited about, and then we'll say goodbye. So let's get started. Let's do quotes first, and I'm going to go in reverse. So let's go 5 to 1.
Oh man, you wanted them in order?
Well, they don't have to be. I did it just because, and mine's really tough because a lot of my quotes are buried in conversation, so I kind of have to.
Yeah, mine too. You have to give context.
Yeah, a little bit of context, but we'll do it. So, I thought my quotes would be totally different. Some of these are the ones that I don't rarely say, so I just kind of went like, what do I think are like the best written lines? Like ones that just fucking kill me when I think about them, not the ones that I just like knee-jerk quote all the time. So like, Barnaby Jones is not in here, Boosh is not in here, that sort of stuff. Even like That's Our Last Bowl is not in here. But here we go. My number 5. The context of this one is during the clam bake, if you will.
Oh man.
And it's when they are going about what goes into a clam bake. We have Deceptical 1 and Deceptical 2. And it's, oh yeah, get him in there. Can't have a clam bake without corn. Can you have one without clams? This is now a low country boil. Yeah, I still think that has clams. Well, sorry the prison food truck didn't have a fresh load of quahogs, but let's give it up to Curtis for letting us hijack it. Curtis! Fucking amazing. Number 4, I'm not going to give any context because if you're a fan of this show, you know the context. We've got a whole hour.
Damn it.
Number 3 comes from Stan, and it's just one of those lines that when I think about it just fucking cracks me up. I am also obviously awesomely effing leaving. Number 2 comes from a really good rant. This is just the whole rant, and it's those 18 to 24s that you're so keen on detest being pitched to, and when I destroy the world, they won't have much use for 17-inch alloyed wheels. So no, turn that off. Stop it. I won't be your pitch man. You hear me? You're all doomed. And my number 1 quote, which I would never have guessed would be my number 1 quote, to give you a little bit of preamble, is a conversation between Killface and a character who doesn't really make it that far in the show. Great, there goes my pen. And it comes to, my job is to complete the Annihilatrix, destroy the mankind, that by driving this vile planet straight into the sun. Wait, I have another idea. Just listen. Nope. And your job is to market it. Listen, no, please, we can get Jason Alexander. Great. Yeah, you can call him when you hit the ground. No, wait, I got a better idea. Better than Jason Alexander. And my quote is, don't you say David Arquette to me.
And thus
That's
begins
my
the
top
feud
5.
between Adam Reed and David Arquette. Oh god.
That is such the tip of the iceberg. There's so many other quotes that I might find funnier or less funny. I don't know, but when I was making my list, those are the 5 that jumped out that made me go like, yeah, this is Frisky Dingo.
Yep. No, I was the same way. And it's like, to be honest, you could put the whole show, the script from season 1, episode 1 to season 2, episode 12. You could
Well, let's
put
just
the
agree
whole
to
thing in
take
there.
episode
It's
2
cool.
of both seasons and just throw those away.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There are definitely some duds.
I mean,
but
like, even episode
most
2 of
part-
season 2 has a really good Wendell moment there.
That's true. It does have a good Wendell moment. The rest of it has a lot of Simone, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. And not even her kick pants. Yeah.
Nope. Which I thought came way earlier.
Nope. Nope.
Graham, why don't you get started? What are your quotes?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, you took one of mine,
I'm
so
sorry.
I'll just double down because it's kind of pretty awesome.
It's such a good line.
But I'll start from, I'm just going to do chronological. So 16 hours in a car. How many times did I say, no sabotaging the other inventors dressed as nuns? At least a dozen.
That to me is one of the best lines. I'd forgotten about that one, just because of the whole ludicrousness of don't do this whilst dressed as these things. And that's
said
how
it
they
a
actually
dozen
did it.
times.
He said it a dozen times. It's such a specific thing. And they did it anyway. They could have sabotaged it dressed as anything else, but no, they went with nuns.
It is so fucking good.
And it's just that image I have in my head of Simon with that RPG, just as a nun with the RPG on his shoulder as well.
Okay. Then, dudes, we have got to do this. I don't think we have the time. Boosh. We've got a whole hour. Great. Classic. Got the tuxedo shirt. Are you kidding me? Is it just me or is it 1987? It's a wing collar. Listen, guys, can't you just fix the collar? Oh, sure. I'll just do it tonight. Well, I'm missing another recital. Your kids don't have X-Skull helmets, do they? Boom! Fucking classic.
Oh god. My favorite bit of that is the little baby X-Skull helmet as
With
well.
the baby helmet?
And then this is from season 2. More like Pew Factor. This bird reeks. And then finally, to put the whole thing to rest, Evelyn? Evelyn? It's a man's name. Where are your clothes? That's
Such
all.
a good ending. Like I wish there was more, but like the more I've been like, more I've gotten to time to sit with the ending of Frisky Dingo, the more I'm like, You know what? I actually think it kind of fits.
Yeah.
Frisky Dingo wouldn't have an ending. Of course it would end on a cliffhanger, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of makes sense.
And they do kind of, I mean, in the show that shall not be named, they do kind of reference it, and you're like, oh, the show I loved. There was more to that.
Yeah, like
They
that.
took Xander to space. That would have been fun to watch. Way more
That was
fun
quite
than this shit.
like that was one of the funniest things of the whole of that series. Actually, is just like the camera footage of him as the door closes, him just waving.
And then the reference to him was like, and then if he was taken to space, then you would not have to follow his orders. And then, of course, if he was taken to space and sexed to death in space, like, yeah, he would totally have that clause. That's kind of a funny moment.
Yeah.
But too bad that show doesn't exist.
Nope, really too bad.
Yeah.
Matt,
show?
what are your quotes?
Yeah. So when I was writing mine down, I realized a lot of mine were kill faces. So I took one of them out and replaced it with a Mr. Ford one, just so I had some sort of variety in the characters. So starting with the bottom number 5, it's the Mr. Ford one. Goes, yeah, I got your paw right here. Talking about my penis. Oh, then number 4, Killface. Greetings, America. I am Killface. You might remember me from the time I cured global warming, which I totally did on purpose. Oh, God. Number 3. Look, Trent, I've made you a playmate. Say hello.
Oh, no.
I hope you don't get termites.
Like a good sing.
Row.
Nope, I got it.
Oh, God. Number 2. Damn it, we only have 11 minutes for this part of the kidnapping. Oh, God. And then number 1. He says he has a car in China. Well, I don't care about his car. Well, I'm not going to tell him that. No, do tell him. Tell him that verbatim.
Look, man, he's probably really proud of it. The car's probably hard to come by in China.
Oh, God.
Well, you can just tell him he speaks English. What? You speak English? Yes.
Just
Oh, God.
fucking incredible.
I mean, just that little gauntlet of our quotes. I'm like, holy shit, this show was good.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, like the fact that we went through all those quotes and we were all in hysterics throughout pretty much every single one of them as well goes to show you how good that was, how good that series was. Especially comparing that when we were talking about in the quotes that we said
Talking
then.
about what?
Not even much
Talking about what show? I haven't
Sorry.
heard of that one.
Sorry,
The show that shall not be named.
bleep it
Thank
out. No, seriously, bleep it out. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, I'm absolutely going to.
Matt forgot the rule of not mentioning that name.
But you're right. Like, comparing to the show, it's like, holy shit, man. Like, this show was something special. Like, and I don't say that just to be cheesy. Like, I legitimately mean it. Like, I don't know how many other shows I can think about that are as quotable and relentlessly quotable as this one. Like, every line is a fucking riot. Like, it's such a good show. But speaking of how great the show is,
how many times did we say when we're recording? Like, it was literally like, you know, the episodes were so packed. It felt like a 20-minute episode packed into 10 minutes. So it was just like joke after joke after joke, and it was just like this quick fire thing.
Yeah,
Like,
But still giving the jokes that needed it some time to breathe.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Still giving it air, right?
yeah, I'm still, like, we've talked about it so many times, but I'm still just, like, dumbfounded by, like, just the amount of skill into packing a show to the gills and still using dead space as a joke.
yeah.
They get
I mean,
as much
that's
stuff
like,
in their show as
that's-
they can, but then when they need to hit the brakes, they always do, and they do it at the exact right time every time. It's so good.
I mean, I vaguely remember like one of the episodes having almost a minute of just like a lingering moment. That's like 10% of the episode. That would be the equivalent of like, you know, a Game of Thrones of just 10 minutes of silence.
Yeah. And just eye
staring
looks
at, like,
and rolls
just-
and just responses.
Yeah.
Just Jon Snow reading a book for 10 minutes. Slowly turning pages.
Yep. Daenerys
Oh my
giving
God.
him the side eye from the other room.
She's like, hey, nephew, want a bone? No! Aunt Daenerys. Still no.
Go ride a
Fuck it.
dragon or something.
God damn it, you're creepy. Do you remember when we used to be in a good show? Anyhow, I digress. Let's do this. Let's wrap this thing up. Top 5 episodes, Frisky Dingo. Matt, you went last, so you can go first here.
So starting at number 5 and going upwards. Number 5, Emergency Room. Just absolutely fucking love it. I think it's brilliant. Like all the jokes with the insurance are great, and just it's got that fucking great moment with Grace Ryan and the doctor as well.
Oh my god.
So good.
If I'd remembered that scene was in that episode might have made my list.
Yeah.
Where did you even get these? They're everywhere.
Oh god. Number 4 is The Debate Part 2.
Those are some big pants.
It's like for me. It's the whole build up to they're gonna have this debate. They're gonna have this debate, and then they don't have a fucking debate. They just get told you're not eligible to be president. You're too fucking young. What are you doing? And then it ends.
Oh god. What's your number 3?
Number 3 is Kidnapped, because that's just fucking brilliant.
Wow.
It's
a great episode.
Yeah.
We're very close to having 0 overlap.
Wow.
Yeah, 0 for mine as well.
Kind of. I'm cheating on 1. We'll get there.
Number 2 is Behold a Dark Horse.
Oh,
I think it's
alright.
fucking great opening
we have some
episodes
crossover.
to see.
Yep.
It just it's so well crafted, and it introduces you to the story really well, and it's like it introduces you to the new format really well, and just the way that it works, I fucking love it. And it's it's got that brilliant freaking advert with the penguin in the wheat field.
Oh my god.
that nearly made my quotes, but why would a penguin be in a wheat field?
Why is he on a post box? Why is a post box on a wheat field?
And then number 1 is The Great Escape. It's just fucking brilliant. This is top pure Xander and Killface at their very best. I think the way they just sort of riff off each other throughout that entire episode is amazing. Like them in the sewer, it's fucking great. I love it.
Solid list. Graham, you're up.
All right. So I'm just gonna put mine in a jumble. We'll see what happens. I'll start with Behold the Dark Horse because it sounds like it's on all of our lists.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, because it's incredible. I'll go next with the differences are put slightly aside, which is the last of them all. Yeah, which it's a solid episode,
really
but it's
is.
kind of it really is. I could go for some apps. It's great. It's great stuff, but it's bittersweet because it's the end of it.
I have a children's book that I read to my son almost every night that has a dog party in it, and every time I get it, I don't read it like the book. I have to read it in dog party.
That's brilliant.
Do you have BlueTube? BlueTube? And then next is Flowers for Neural. Because, goddamn.
Yeah, that might also be on
that's
my
too
list.
much of that bullshit having.
Ronnie, what the hell? Too complicated.
Actually,
That
you know what?
Is actually a good point.
He's totally right. That's a really good point. Pimp My Revenue, which is the 3rd episode of the 1st season, which is just it's incredible. Think you could lift a Scion. It's again another incredible episode. And then to finish it off, kind of as Matt did with like the penultimate not the penultimate, the ultimate of all of them, of what we love the most about this show is the pairing of these two, is the Odd Couple.
Ooh, solid.
Yeah.
And it's the two of them together doing their thing, and it's great. It's great banter. They do it a couple times, but I think 109, if I had to, yep, that's the first instance that we get it, where they're both blinded. They're both we meet Barnaby Jones. It's great. It's all good stuff.
That's a great fucking episode.
It is great. It would have made my list. That one in particular would have made my list, but I wanted to have at least 2 from season 2 in there, because when I was doing my list in the original, I was like, these are all from season 1. I need to bring some season 2 stuff into this.
I ended up with 3 from season 2 and 2 from season 1. But
right.
We'll
Okay. I had the opposite, but yeah.
That's we'll get into it. So most of mine have been said, but we'll see. So my number 5 was Flowers for Neural, because that episode is fucking hysterical.
You're all Ken. Everybody's Ken.
I'm gonna kill Babar. So good. Number 4, Behold a Dark Horse, for all the reasons that have been stated so far. Fucking phenomenal episode. My number 3 is Pimp My Revenue, and that's entirely because of the morning talk show scene. Like, I had the whole quote in there. Like, I believe, I could be wrong, but my first watch through this thing, episode 3 is where I fell in love with the show. So that one had to be on my list because it's just so fucking good.
And you still quote it today as well, so, you know.
Oh, yeah. The fucking... No. It's so... Number 2, I don't know why I said number 4. Number 2, I cheated a little because I couldn't decide between the two of them. So I did the debates parts 1 and 2.
What? Fine. You wait. I mean, I can't object because I did that like 6 times in the Venture Brothers.
You did, didn't you?
I just couldn't decide. I'm like, fuck it.
See, so now you know what it feels like. I like the show so much. I just want to get as much of it as I could. So yes, I did 5 2-part series.
Didn't you do one of them the 3-parter as well?
Yes, you did. I did. Just the whole Morphic trilogy. So taking a page out of Graham's book, my number 2 is both parts of the debate. But it works so well as one episode. Like, it was just tough for me to, like... I agree with Matt. If I had to pick one, I probably would have gone with part 2. But I'm like, it just works so well as one. It's tough to...
Yeah.
You get it. My number 1, for the exact same reasons that both of you had episodes like this on their list, I just chose this one because I liked how self-referential it was. I went with the image problem. So it's the same deal. I wanted, Killface and Xander together because that's when we loved them. But I loved this one because this is them after they've already been through a whole bunch of stuff and are now like mad at each other. So their chemistry's there, but they're both fully aware of who they are. So they're a little bit meaner and nicer to each other at the same time.
Yeah. I think that would have been my number 3 of season 2. Like, if we were doing like a top 6 or something, and I'd have had an even split of season 1 and season 2, that one would have been on that list because it's probably my number 3. And
it just ends so well, man. Like that cliffhanger 3.
Yeah.
Valerie just missed all 3 fucking shots. Oh, man. So that's it. What a great show. Yeah.
Jinx.
Damn. It's going to be tough to do a podcast when I can't talk, so I'm just going to ignore that jinx. But yeah, it's just such a good fucking show. Like, I'm so glad we actually did it. Like, I was so on the fence for a while if we'd follow up Venture Brothers with this because of those problematic episodes and some of the jokes that I knew hadn't aged very well, but we're a mature enough audience. We were able to get through them and even kind of laugh at a few of them, like put ourselves back in those shoes, which was kind of nice.
And it was great for me watching the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is your first time.
Yeah, it was like a first-time viewer. It was I really enjoyed it. It was, it's very much in that sort of similar wheelhouse of Venture Brothers, the type of humor, but like taken to more extremes sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, in a different way. Like Venture Brothers, I don't really remember it having jokes that were like, whoa, that didn't age well. where there was like
had a
some, and it's like, oh, that's a little.
It's got a few.
There's some Sergeant Hatred stuff that goes quite far past the line.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's the whole Rusty, committing statutory rape.
Yeah, there's some stuff. Venture Brothers goes a little far at times.
Sure.
But it doesn't.
But it doesn't hang it doesn't hang on it as much.
It doesn't have Simone. There's no Simone in Venture Brothers.
That's true. No, she shows up again in Archer.
Yeah.
There's no spin-off show that shall not be named.
That's a very, very nice thing.
Yes.
But if that's
and if you do name it, it gets beeped anyway, so it don't matter.
Yeah, that's true. So if that's the end of Frisky Dingo, then that would mean that this is also the quasi-beginning of Binge Buddies. And that means that we got to start... That's how I should intro every episode.
There it is.
Dog party, just Binge Buddies! First up on the Binge Buddies docket will be the Resident Evil film franchise.
Awesome.
Is it 6 movies, 7 movies? I don't remember which. It's one of the two. I've seen and own all of them on Blu-ray. They are a doozy of a film franchise. Some good, some bad, some hysterically bad. Nothing great, but it's so much fun to nerd out about this franchise. Like, they legitimately were trying, and I gotta love it for that. I'm not saying they're great movies. I'm not going to try to change your mind on the quality of the films, but I think we're going to be able to get you to a place of, like, they might not be the best movies ever, but that is a really fun film franchise. And that's kind of what I'm hoping that we get out of the Resident Evil months, but we'll see, because it's not going to be very long. There's only 2 months worth of episodes, but that will be starting in February, and then after that there will be something else. We'll figure it out later.
I thought you were really gearing up. I was like, oh, we're going to find out what we're doing after this as well. And then it's like, after that, there'll be something else.
There might be a little bit more of a rotating door of co-host. Matt and I should be on for primarily the majority of the episodes, but Graham might swap out every now and then with somebody as his work schedule is getting bigger and more robust, which is great.
Yes, indeed. Just like my ego because of that. Thanks.
I've made it.
And yeah,
so
I'll be on all of them
there's-
because I've got nothing better to do with my life.
Right. It looks like there's 6, but then could be 7.
But that's not part of this franchise. That is a reboot.
A reboot, you say?
A reboot. But if it's done relatively soon, I don't think it will be. I think they just finished shooting, so that probably will not be a part of this. But maybe we'll revisit. Who knows?
It says 2021 for a release date, but yeah, we'll see.
So who knows?
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone, so much for listening to the Welcome to You Are Doomed podcast. I'm going to forego plugs this week because it's the finale. We don't need to plug the other stuff. Just be sure to tune in 3 weeks when Binge Buddies kicks off with Resident Evil. And I'm just so excited to do it. Guys, this was a lot of fun.
Buddies.
Really glad we did Frisky Dingo. This was a blast.
It certainly was. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we rehashed it, and I'm glad that we were able to introduce Matt and hopefully plenty of others to this wonderful, wonderful show.
I hope so. I hope people didn't just listen to the episodes and be like, yeah, that sounds funny. Maybe I'll watch it sometime.
They seem to have enjoyed it.
Right. Maybe I'll watch it when season 3 comes out.
Ooh. You're going to be waiting a while.
Hey, I heard it's coming out next year.
Yep, just start holding your breath now.
Right.
Okay.
It's like holding your breath for Venture Brothers Season 8.
Hey, that might still happen.
I know. I'm hoping. My fingers are crossed permanently. Makes it really difficult to type.
And we'll be right here waiting for it.
Oh, man. It'll be a happy day. A happy day if it happens.
Yeah.
But not that it has to happen anytime soon, because we're at Resident Evil, and I'm excited for Resident Evil. So I think it's a good time to say goodbye, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we'll see you in a few weeks. We'll come back with Resident Evil Part 1. Be sure to watch it. Bye.
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 Bye.